Okay, here we are. We're at this car. It is a Hyundai Elantra. We're walking around it. Yeah, we want to jack this up right here on the passenger side. And we want to put a stand right here to the left of the jack. So that's the first thing we want to do is just jack it up. Get it about, I'd say about 12 to 14 inches off the ground, or until the tire just starts to come off the ground. And then we want to put a stand right there to the left. That's the first thing we want to do. So this is going to make it easy. Then we're going to come up here. We're going to pop this top off. Make sure you grab it here to the right and then the left, and you can pop that top off. Give it a good tug right there. Pat. Pop. Then in the back right side, pop that up. There you go. Set it to the side. Kind of keep everything lined up so you know where it goes. No big deal. There's not very much to do for this job. So you come over here. This is your battery terminal. Now, if you loosen up that 10 millimeter right there, just loosen it up, set it to the side. Now, see how you got it jacked up? You kind of want to go a little bit higher, but you put a stand there. Not a big deal. You need to use your jack to lift your motor up somewhere. So you're going to want to use your jack. You see that nut right there? Well, that's the only thing you need to take off at the top. And we're going to take this alternator out. Now, if you go underneath, you're going to see there's one more mount right there. A big old bolt going straight across it. Just get you a wrench, put on one side, and start unscrewing it. Set your bolt right there on the ground underneath so you know where it's got to go back on. You come over here, there you go, the nut's off. Simple as that. Da-da-da, here we go. We're going to take that off. I'll make some ratcheting noises so it sounds like I'm here doing it now. There we go. Now make sure it doesn't touch, so you got to kind of tuck it over on the side. There you go, right there. See? Don't touch it. Alright, come back over here. Now, you want to push on this tab. Bam! And pull that wire out. When you push on it, you'll hear it go click. That's it. Now, see this plastic cover? There's a groove in the middle right there. Just pop that groove open. Some people can actually use their finger and get the lock tab, or you can grab an ice pick or something, go around and get the lock tab. But I'll just usually take something there and pop it open right there at the crack. Now we're looking at 13 millimeter nut and a washer. Don't lose the washer. Alright, we want to put the parts right up on top of the car, right in the little tool and part holder right above or below the windshield. So you take this stuff off. By the way, that's a 13. We'll get that off. Here comes your ratcheting sound. Alright, let me adjust the way it goes first. Hold on. There we go. Okay. How's that? Right there's your little tray. Put all your parts or your tools up here. You won't lose them. Great place. I guess they thought of everything. So we get that off, pull it off, set it to the side. There you go. Just pull on it and just pop it right off. Pop. Set it to the side over there. There you go. Now, right here on the top, there's one bolt to take off there. But do you see that engine? Yep, that right there, the engine hoist. That's a little eye right here. Let's take that off, because then you'll get more ratcheting room, and you'll have a little more room in there. So there's only one bolt holding it on. Just take it off. Then you can work on that one. So, and then there's one underneath, right there. And then there's the adjuster bolt. But right there is the one you want to loosen up. Now don't take it completely off until until you're ready to adjust it, but you do have to loosen the bottom one first. Then you can come to this one up here. Okay. Yep. All right. So this bolt in the back, you see it right there? You basically just have to loosen it halfway to come out of the grooves on the right. You want to get it right out of the threads, and just so it's hanging there. It may not come all the way out. It might hit the little firewall fender well right there.
So here's this bolt here.
There it is.
You only need to
just
come
out,
out
just enough to move it so it's not connected at the end over there. It's actually inside of a little track.
And then once you do that,
you'll be able to pop that right out as soon as we take the bottom bolt out.
Then you come down here.
And there's your bottom bolt.
That side
right
one
there.
right there. Then
and there's your adjuster.
This one up
Don't mess with your adjuster until your bottom bolt's at least loose. Okay, now double check. Now, if you're going to drain a water pump and you haven't drained your coolant, then you'll want to lift it right here where the transmission is, because you'll need your container catching everything underneath the oil pan, because it's on that, the water pump's on that side, and so is the thermostat. So either way, you know, if you're doing just the thermostat, that's fine. The alternator comes off. If you do both of them, then just do it this way. It seems to be easier. You can catch like 95% of the coolant right there. So I lifted it right here. This is a great safe place to lift it. Now, straight down below is a radiator hose. Right below that. Whenever you're lifting the block, make sure you don't stretch it too tight. If you stretch it too tight, you might snap the plastic housing right there. So be careful when you're lifting the block. Keep an eye on the radiator hose. Very important. See it right there. Right. Oh, you missed it. Okay, now here's your adjuster. Now, we've got a gun, so we're just going to put a gun right there now that we've loosened the bottom bolt. And I'm going to go on this other side. Let me come around here. All right. So here you'll be able to see it better. Now, as soon as he uses that gun and loosens this alternator is just going to go right down, and then your belt's available to pull off. Here we go. Look at that. Isn't that awesome? Now you can just slide the belt off. There it goes. Here we go. Just a little bit of work here, not hard. Pop. This pops right off. Okay, now that you got that off, take the bottom bolt out of the alternator. Completely out. Where it's not there anymore. See? Off of the adjuster. There you go. See, it's out. Okay, then you grab right here and you jiggle the alternator really, really hard. You just got to keep jiggling it and pulling on it. Yeah, there's the water pump pulley. You can see you can easily access that right there. There's plenty of room right there. You got to take those little 10mm bolts out of it. Now to do it, just grab yourself a couple of wrenches, 10mm. Hold one with the wrench and use another 10mm and undo the other. Otherwise, you can stick a flat screwdriver straight through two of them to get them loose. If you do, it holds the whole pulley from moving and you can crank back on it. But I like doing it this way. I've been doing this for years. So you just get like, I've got one that ratchets and then the other one's just a standard 10. So hold it and then just push down with the other one. Work your way all the way around. The last one, it's not that tricky on the last one. It comes right off. The last one you kind of just grab onto the pulley, hold it real tight, and then you can break the last one free. Okay, once you get it off, you've got those 10mm all the way around there, around the pump to take off. And as soon as you take those 10mm all the way around the pump off, there you are. Make sure the surface is clean. Cleanliness is godliness. Okay, and then you got a little metal gasket there that'll compress against it. So make sure that you evenly torque it around in a circle. First, you just hand snug them all the way around, and then you come around again, snug them a little tighter, and then again tighter. You know, you don't want to go too tight. You can snap those bolts, so be careful. And right here's your thermostat. There's 2 nuts down there. You just take those off. And then there's a gasket in there. It's a rubber one. Make sure the tab is right there. Right there on the top, you'll see a little opening. You have to line that up correctly and put it back on. Now see, there's tension on that hose. But we just went up just high enough where it's tense but not going to break it. All right, have a good day.